In our last session, we learned about decision making. We understood how we can program a computer to make decisions. We also take a look at if else statements. Generically, how does it look like? Okay, so today in this session, we will do some hands-on exercises with the if else statements. For our practice purpose, to begin with, we will use our code.org platform. So let's get started. Very first step is to log into your code.org account. Okay, you log into your code.org account and look for this Express course. Go to Express course 2021. I will give this link in the description box as well in case you need it. Okay, and look for the exercise for conditions. Here we will do exercise number 5. Let's start. Let's understand what is needed to complete this exercise. What are the instructions? What does the instruction says? In this puzzle, we know that every flower has exactly one nectar, but the flowers aren't spaced evenly. Get all the nectar using as few blocks as possible. At every block may be a flower or there may not be a flower. Okay, so we need to program so that if there is a flower, the bee should get the nectar, and if there is no flower, just simply move forward. And as the instruction says, use as few blocks as possible. They have given this repeat statement as well. We will use this repeat statement. So if you notice here, how many times this bee needs to go forward? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will say repeat 7 times. The command is move forward. So with this, the bee will reach from this place to this place. Okay, but what else we need to do here? We will have to decide if at the position where bee is currently located, if the bee is at a flower, get nectar. Okay, so now we will add this if statement here. If at flower, get nectar. And that's all. Let me run it and see. Yeah, this is completed. Okay, so let me again analyze this code to you. We are repeating these statements 7 times because on each block, we want to see if the bee is at flower, get nectar, else do nothing. As I mentioned in my previous video as well, this else block is optional. So we do not want anything to be done, so we skip it. Okay, so this statement needs to be repeated 7 times. Move forward, if at flower, get nectar, and that's all. Let's go to exercise number 12 now to make it a little more interesting. What does the instruction says? Collect all of the nectar or make all the honey. You can only collect nectar from the flowers and make honey from honeycombs. Okay, so now again this bee is supposed to take 7 steps forward. But what is there inside the cloud is not known. There could be either a flower or a honeycomb. So this exercise says, if there is a flower, get nectar. Else, if there is a honeycomb, make honey. So what we will do? First of all, let's put the statements, move forward. Now, when the honeybee moves forward, what needs to be done? We need to decide if this honey needs to get nectar or make honey. So if at flower, get nectar, else make honey. Fine. We have put these statements, and exactly same statements needs to be repeated 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So what I will do now, I will put a repeat block here and put all these statements inside these repeat block to be repeated 7 times. Let's run it and see. Yes, so this exercise is also completed successfully. Let's move on to exercise number 13 now. If you see, this exercise number 13 is also exactly same. But this time, we know what is there at which step. So what do you think? What will be the right method to program it? Or what will be the right method to code this particular puzzle? One way could be, okay, if somebody do not know about the if-else statement, but they actually know 100% that in step 1 there is a honeycomb, in step 2 there is a flower, like that. So how that person will code? Let me show it to you. Move forward, make honey, because we know there is a honeycomb. Again, I will say move forward, there is a flower, so I will say get nectar. Okay, again move forward, make honey. Again move forward, get nectar. Again move forward, get nectar. Similarly, for all the 7 blocks. But do you think it is the right approach? No. Even though we know what is there, what is the next step, even though it is a good practice to have if and else statement. So what I will do, we don't need all this. What we will do, move forward. If it is at flower, if it is at flower, get nectar, else make honey, simple. And because this needs to be repeated 7 times, repeat it 7 times, and that's all. It's so neat and clean and simple now. Run it. That's all about if-else statement. I believe you had a fair understanding about the if-else statement by now. Stay tuned for our next session